Operation Quantum Sabotage. In the shadowy world of international espionage, the race for advanced technology supremacy is fierce, and no prize is greater than the secrets behind the Aukus submarine project. The Director-General of MI5, McCallum, has just issued a chilling warning that China is actively working to disrupt the collaborative effort between the UK and its partners to construct a fleet of nuclear-powered attack submarines, codenamed Operation Quantum Sabotage. Chapter 1. The warning. In a dimly lit MI5 briefing room, McCallum addressed a select group of intelligence operatives. He revealed that China had placed the highest priority on undermining the Aukus submarine project, a joint venture involving Australia, the UK, and the United States. McCallum's grave warning coincided with concerns raised by the head of the Royal Navy regarding bureaucratic obstacles from the US that were impeding the vital exchange of cutting-edge technology within the agreement. Episode 1. The Gathering. In the heart of London, within the secure confines of MI5, a dimly lit briefing room stood in anticipation of a significant revelation. The room exuded an air of secrecy, its walls adorned with subtle shades of grey, and the occasional flash of muted blue from the large screen at the front. McCallum, the Director-General of MI5, was about to address a select group of intelligence operatives. The agents filed in quietly, their footsteps muffled by the soft carpeting, and took their seats in rows of high-backed leather chairs that faced the imposing screen. The atmosphere was charged with an unspoken understanding of the gravity of the upcoming briefing. These were the men and women entrusted with safeguarding national security in the shadows. As McCallum stepped to the front of the room, his presence commanded immediate attention. He was a tall, composed figure, dressed in a crisply tailored suit. His expression was one of unwavering determination. The room fell into a hushed silence, punctuated only by the faint humming of electronic equipment and the occasional soft rustle of paperwork. The large screen behind McCallum remained blank for the time being, casting a mysterious, pale glow over the room. It was as though the world outside had ceased to exist, and the agents were transported to a realm of secrets and intrigue. In that moment, they were acutely aware of the significance of the meeting and the weight of the information about to be revealed. Episode 2. The dire warning. McCallum's voice, resonant and authoritative, broke the silence. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began, his words carrying a sense of urgency that brooked no interruption. "I have convened this meeting to share with you a dire revelation." His gaze swept across the room, holding the undivided attention of those present. "China," he continued, his voice unyielding, "has made it their utmost priority to undermine the Aukus submarine project." The words hung heavily in the air, causing a collective intake of breath among the agents. The Aukus project was no ordinary collaboration. It represented a strategic alliance between Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. It had been conceived to counteract China's growing influence in the Pacific region. The Director-General's words underscored the immense challenge they faced. China's ambitions were clear, and the agents in the room understood the implications of this revelation. This was no ordinary threat. It was a coordinated and well-funded effort to disrupt the balance of power in the Pacific. Episode 3. The Shadow War. As McCallum delved further into the revelation, a sense of unease permeated the room. He described in detail the covert operations and espionage efforts that China had set in motion. He spoke of their relentless pursuit of classified information, their systematic infiltration of security systems, and their intricate network of intelligence operatives. The Director-General painted a vivid picture of a shadow war, where the prize was cutting-edge technology and classified information. He highlighted the insidious nature of the adversary they were up against, an adversary whose determination was formidable. The agents listened with rapt attention, understanding that they were on the front lines of a new kind of warfare, where cyber attacks and covert operations were the weapons of choice. The battle for technology supremacy had entered a new and dangerous phase. Episode 4. Obstacles from afar. As McCallum continued to unveil the extent of China's efforts, a palpable sense of urgency filled the room. He detailed how China's espionage activities were relentless and sophisticated, leaving no stone unturned in their quest to gain an upper hand. The agents understood that the threat was not limited to conventional espionage. It extended into the realm of cyber warfare and technological disruption. The gravity of the situation deepened as McCallum addressed concerns raised by the head of the Royal Navy. He explained how bureaucratic obstacles from the United States were hampering the seamless exchange of vital technology crucial for the success of the Aukus agreement. The very foundation of the alliance was under threat, and the delicate balance of power in the Pacific region hung in the balance. In that dimly lit room, a sense of urgency prevailed. The agents recognized the magnitude of their mission, and the weight of responsibility rested heavily on their shoulders. Episode 5. The Call to Action. As McCallum concluded his address, the agents were acutely aware that they stood at the threshold of a covert war like no other. The mission to protect the Aukus project, safeguard cutting-edge technology, and prevent China from undermining the alliance had officially begun. In the dimly lit MI5 briefing room, the call to action had been sounded. The agents knew that their skills, resourcefulness, and determination would be tested in the battle for technology supremacy in a rapidly changing world. The battle lines were drawn, and the agents were ready to step into the shadows to defend their nation's secrets and security. Chapter 2. Aukus Alliance and Espionage Ambitions. The Aukus Alliance extended beyond submarine development to encompass the secretive realm of weaponry and espionage technology. The project's agenda included forays into emerging technologies like quantum computing and synthetic biology. MI5's chief had accused China of brazenly attempting to pilfer intellectual property, especially in the quantum computing domain, as well as delving into the enigmatic world of synthetic biology. Episode 1. Unveiling the Aukus Alliance. In the dimly lit MI5 briefing room, a sense of anticipation filled the air as the agents awaited the next chapter of their mission. Ken McCallum, the Director-General of MI5, returned to the front of the room, his presence commanding attention. The pale glow from the screen behind him cast an ethereal light over the gathered intelligence operatives. "Ladies and gentlemen," McCallum began, his voice steady, "we've already witnessed China's determination to disrupt the Aukus submarine project. However, it's crucial to understand that the Aukus alliance isn't confined to submarines." The large screen flickered to life, revealing a world map with the Pacific region at its center. "The Aukus alliance," he continued, "extends far beyond the depths of the ocean. It delves into the secretive realm of weaponry and espionage technology." The agents leaned forward, their curiosity piqued. It was clear that the Aukus project was evolving into something far more complex and enigmatic than they had initially assumed. Episode 2. A covert agenda. McCallum went on to provide further details about the Aukus Alliance's agenda. It was not limited to the construction of advanced submarines. The project's scope included exploring emerging technologies, with a particular focus on quantum computing and synthetic biology. The room was filled with a palpable sense of intrigue as the Director-General's words painted a picture of a covert agenda that delved into the frontiers of scientific advancement. As the agents absorbed this information, they began to grasp the enormity of the Aukus Alliance's ambitions. Quantum computing had the potential to revolutionize not only technology but also global security, as it could potentially break conventional encryption methods. Meanwhile, synthetic biology offered unprecedented opportunities for espionage and the development of biological weapons. Episode 3. The Race for Quantum Supremacy. The mere mention of quantum computing triggered a sense of urgency among the intelligence operatives. McCallum explained that MI5's chief had accused China of brazenly attempting to pilfer intellectual property, especially in the domain of quantum computing. The race for quantum supremacy was not just a technological contest. It was a strategic competition that could determine the balance of power on a global scale. The agents understood that quantum computing was not merely about staying on the cutting edge of technology, but was, in fact, a pivotal element in the ongoing struggle for global dominance. The mention of intellectual property theft sent a clear message: China's espionage efforts knew no boundaries, and they were willing to exploit any means to achieve their goals. Episode 4. Synthetic Biology's Secrets. As McCallum continued his briefing, the enigmatic world of synthetic biology took center stage. The agents listened intently as the Director-General emphasized the far-reaching implications of this field. Synthetic biology was not merely about creating genetically modified organisms. It was about the potential for espionage and the development of bioweapons. The intelligence operatives began to grasp the profound significance of synthetic biology in the context of espionage. It wasn't just about manipulating genetic material. It was about manipulating the very building blocks of life itself. The potential for creating bioweapons that could evade traditional detection mechanisms was both a terrifying and alluring prospect for those who sought to exploit it. Episode 5. Aukus Espionage Ambitions. In the dimly lit briefing room, the implications of the Aukus Alliance's espionage ambitions became increasingly clear. The project was not merely about submarines. It was a complex web of technological development and espionage efforts. The agents realized they were dealing with adversaries who sought to harness the latest scientific advancements for their strategic advantage. As McCallum concluded the chapter, the room was filled with a sense of determination. The Aukus Alliance's ambitions had been unveiled, and the agents were now tasked with safeguarding their nation's technological secrets in a rapidly evolving world of espionage, innovation, and global power struggles. The battle for supremacy had extended far beyond the depths of the ocean. It encompassed the race to harness the power of quantum computing and the manipulation of the very essence of life through synthetic biology. The agents understood that they were at the forefront of a new kind of warfare, where the front lines were drawn in the unseen realms of technology and science. The pursuit of supremacy had transcended traditional boundaries, stretching into uncharted territories of knowledge and innovation. This battle was no longer confined to the depths of the ocean, but had evolved into something far more profound. It now spanned the realm of cutting-edge technology and the manipulation of life itself through synthetic biology. The agents grasped the magnitude of their roles, realizing they were operating at the vanguard of a revolutionary form of warfare. As they delved deeper into this new battlefield, they encountered the mysterious world of quantum computing. It was a race to harness a power that could revolutionize encryption, communication, and computation. The stakes were higher than ever, as quantum computing promised capabilities beyond the imagination. The agents knew that mastering this technology could tip the scales of power in unimaginable ways. On the other front, the manipulation of life through synthetic biology presented its own set of challenges and opportunities. It was a science that bordered on the fantastical, where the building blocks of life itself were at the disposal of those who could unlock its secrets. The potential for creating new organisms, altering existing ones, or even engineering biological weapons was a sobering reality. The agents were acutely aware of the ethical dilemmas and global consequences that this field posed. The agents found themselves in an invisible battleground, where the front lines were not marked by trenches or borders, but by lines of code, genetic sequences, and quantum states. Espionage had evolved into a multi-dimensional conflict, where knowledge was the ultimate weapon, and innovation the armor. The traditional notions of warfare were no longer sufficient to understand this new landscape. In this arena of technological and scientific advancement, the agents were not just defenders of their respective nations. They were the guardians of a delicate equilibrium. The world's future hung in the balance, and the choices made in this uncharted territory would shape the destiny of nations and the course of history itself. The battle for supremacy had moved beyond the ocean's depths. It had entered the uncharted waters of human potential, and the agents were charting the course,